to the Hall of Fame with America Big Rig Racing. We have Mike and Nick on board. They're going to talk a little bit about their team ownership and their drivers. I'm going to give them an opportunity to introduce yourself. Before we get to that, I just want to mention that One Truck America, that's OneTruck.us, is a sponsor of the Hall of Fame podcast. And they're also the media, the primary media person for America Big Rig Racing. We'll cover some more of that at the end. So let's kick it off. Who wants to go first? Nick, we talked to Mike before. You go first. Tell us a little bit about you being a driver in your team.
Nick Black. I drive for the Whitmire Motorsports number 21 team. Have a 2005 Volvo. The truck has gone under the knife and been changed a lot in the last couple of years. Its truck's getting better. It was by far the slowest truck on the track. We have caught up with the rest of the field more or less. Made the truck faster. I think we will be a contender for a win next year if everything goes right.
I like it. And Mike, let's talk about your truck here and your 2 wins. But let's go. Let's tell me a little bit about you and your truck.
I'm 88 Mike Morgan with the truck, a.k.a. Mac Vader, 88. We, of course, we're racing American Big Rig Racing. It's a 99 Mac CH with MP7 powered plant with a 5-speed Mac behind it. It's the same truck we've probably had for about the last 10 to 12 years now. Not a whole lot's changed on the truck other than every year it gets a little more beat up and a little more bent up. And we just try to keep up with the disasters as they happen.
All right. Well, okay. Let's talk a little bit about so how many races you guys had this year? Did you have 6 total? How many in dirt? How many in asphalt? Kind of tell me, is there a big difference there? Does some trucks do better? Whoever wants to answer that, you both can jump in. Mike, you want to go first? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, we've had some of the dirt and asphalt last year or this year, and it was eye opener for me. I mean, my truck is definitely not ready for dirt by no means. We had some other trucks in the race series. Nicky's son's one of them. He's got a truck that did very well. Awesome driver on board racing with us, and I'm gonna have to make some adjustments. But yeah, we've had some of the tracks were kind of wet this year, so we didn't get a really good dry dirt race this year, but maybe that'll change here in the future, hopefully.
Oh, so the mud affected. So if it's dry, hard dirt, would it perform similar to asphalt? Or you think
yes,
it's a big dirt? Okay.
Well, everything I've seen so far, I mean, they're actually putting rubber down on the track. So the track turns black, over time throughout the night. So it'll be just as sticky as an asphalt track. It should be very similar. So, yeah.
We done some testing this year on wet asphalt, and my opinion is wet asphalt is better than dirt. It's a better surface than dirt. I enjoy the race, don't get me wrong, but truck as heavy as they are in the front end, there's a bad push in the corners. It's a big difference for us, and for me especially, it was a big difference between dirt and asphalt.
Okay, so what is it? So that was just so everyone knows, because this will air in 2025. This was the 2024 season we're talking about. How many races do you have for the 2025 season, tentatively scheduled now?
We have 8 races that is either tentatively scheduled or we have an exact date on.
Okay.
We're looking for 9. We're looking for one more race. If everything goes well, we'll have 9 races in the 2025 season.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike, let's go to you for a minute. I mean, you won 2 races there. So can you tell me about those victories?
I don't know if I won 2 races this year. I think I came in second twice.
I have some bad information here. Okay. Well, go ahead. Tell me about your 2 second places.
I think we had second at, I don't even know if we had second at Salem. I don't remember.
Salem.
I know I took second up at Hickory. I do remember that one. We had a
second at Hickory. You did.
Yeah.
Oh, you won the heat race at Salem.
Yeah, we won the heat race there. We opted to start. I opted to start at the back of the tail end. Instead of going to the front for qualifying, we did an inversion. I went ahead and took the last place, and we still wound up working our wall all the way up to the front there, and we had a good race up there. The truck was it was pretty quick. It was pretty quick at Hickory. I was pretty happy with it. So
who ended up winning the championship? What's the truck that won the championship? Did you give out a championship award at the end?
We
We're still
didn't give
working
out a
on that.
championship. Yeah, we did. We could have given out a championship trophy this year. We're kind of holding off until we have our season a little bit more, our series a little bit more on top of things as far as actual points. You could do it off wins, you could do it off qualifying, but as far as like laps led, number of passes, stuff like that, things that I think should matter, and then crowning a champion, we're going to hold off to hopefully this year. We've got all that information and we can actually do a champion this year, this 2025 season.
Does every race have every driver? So did someone that went to race 1 in 2024 was in race 6? Did everyone race every race, or did some drivers just race one race or two or so forth?
There were some drivers there's several trucks that did not make it to every race this year.
Okay.
Different problems, different tracks. It's not always, the field isn't always enough room for all the trucks to be in it. So we've got a few that did actually set at home this year.
Okay. All right. So tell me about Twitter. Tell me, you guys are really, it's catching on from what I've heard. Manuel, who writes for One Truck America and also is the editor and producer, he's there and he said the turnout was great. So obviously you guys are expecting big things for 2025. So what are you really expecting in 2025? Crowds, things of that nature. And are you doing anything different than you do it in 2024 and 2025 that people would want to come out and see? Obviously the racing is exciting, and I think that itself drives a lot of people. People don't realize the amount of kids that come from truck drivers that are very interested in seeing that kind of racing. But what do you have planned for 2025?
Go ahead, Mike.
Mike, it's all you.
Well, I think we're just going to continue moving forward with what we got going right now. We want to continue growing our race series and trying to get more sponsorship back behind us and reach a bigger market. We got quite a few small things coming along this year. We're going to have a combination of 5 of our trucks and 5 of the North American big rig trucks. We're going to have a combined race in Denver in September next year, and that's going to be a hell of a race, I think. Just 2 different types of trucks, and it's just going to bring a better deal to the whole racing community for both of us to be able to work together with the same idea, bringing big truck racing back to the United States, bring it in as strong as we can, and try and find a happy medium between their style of trucks and our style of trucks as far as, like safety and rule packages and things like that. As far as the fans are concerned, we're just going to keep growing. You show up with a big truck, the people follow. They show up at the truck stop, they follow you from the truck stop to the racetrack. Is this how it is? We also got a thing we're doing PRI this year. I've been invited to have my race truck as a feature vehicle up at PRI this year, and I'm going to do everything I can to try and campaign that truck up there for our race series and try and grow it from that aspect also. So hopefully we'll reach a whole new media type of attitude up there, maybe more acceptance from the racing community on that aspect.
I truly believe it's just about getting the word out. I can tell you, I've been in trucking since I got out of the military in 1999. I didn't know there was big wig racing until One Truck America told me that. So I think just people knowing that you're racing trucks is half the battle to get you out there. I got a question for you, Nick. What is it like racing your son?
It's tough, isn't it?
He's really fast. I'm proud of him. He's very humble, but on the track you can't tell it. He's very fast. The truck fits him very well. The truck was built by a friend of Mike and I, and their driving styles are the same. It's so the truck fits him really well. I had a chance to go in the truck, and like I say, I started in the number 21 truck, and I want to stay in it. I'll make that truck a winning truck. I didn't want to say, that's a winning truck when you got in it. I wanted to make a winning truck out of what I had. So, but It's one of those deals, you're out there doing your best, but you're proud of him for what he's doing, and I spend as much time watching the race from the driver's seat to what he's doing than I do actually racing. And I actually got to pass him once this year for the lead, and that made me feel really good because he has been really fast, but my truck seems to do very well on dirt. I have a little bit less power than a lot of the guys have, but I seem to have a really good handling set up on my truck for dirt. So that was a big deal to me to get to pass him for once. It's the only time it's ever happened, but it's like I say, it's a proud dad moment, mixed with a he's way faster than me moment. It's kind of tough sometimes.
I like it. So I watch other racing. How hard is it to pass in another truck? Is that a hard thing? Does it happen a lot? Is it something? If you have, how many trucks are in a race? Give me an idea and tell me how many passes do we have in a race? Is this a constant thing? Is it, give me an idea what I've been looking at.
There's a lot of passing.
Yeah,
it's hot. It really is. We're out here, every one of us work on our own trucks. And when we tear it up, we got to fix it. And so, you try your best not to tear your truck up. And we're all friends. And it would be, we don't want to tear anybody else's truck up either. Yeah. And, you've got to pass. You've got to make the pass. And it gets tough sometimes. It really does. It's tight. Mike can tell you better than I can. He's passed a lot more trucks than I have, but it's tough to do sometimes.
I tell you what, it's kind of like going through a toll booth plaza, but doing it at 100 mile an hour and not stopping. Okay. It gets really narrow at that last second and you draw up and you're like, I got this. And then you're there and you're like, I sure hope I got this.
It's a lot of time.
You graze a little bit of paint off of both sides of your truck and you slide through and you move on up in the next spot.
All right. Each of you, tell me what, the 2024 season is closed. So tell me what's your most memorable moment. Each of you, Mike can go first off the 2024 season, particularly to you or your truck or something on your team.
I tell you what, Hickory was a good time for me. We just, I had a really horrible truck in the beginning of the day and I made a few changes and it came around and me and Scotty got the race together and he was on my tail. We played tag for, it seemed like an hour. He's bumping and pushing and I'm reacting to him. And then I got Marshall up in front of me and he's just driving his wheels off of his truck and we're just racing hard, just the three of us. Just lap after lap after lap. And it was just a really good driver's race for me because I kept trying different things and it didn't seem to matter what I threw out there. I couldn't make it stick enough to get around Marshall, but I was enough to stay in front of Scotty, and everything Scotty kept trying to throw at me, he couldn't get around me. And it was just a constant competition for 30 laps nonstop. So I had a good time at Hickory. It was a lot of fun for me this year.
Nick, how about you?
I guess it would be Salem in June of 2024. Okay. I'd spent 60 days working on my truck. We'd actually taken my truck completely apart, engine change, transmission change, front suspension change. The truck was a cab and a set of frame rails. And we finished the truck up. We left on Friday at noon. At 11:58, I rolled it out of the shop. That's how. We put it on the truck. Had not run the truck any. We put it on the truck, drove it up to Salem, unloaded it, and it was faster than I've ever been. I was proud of what I'd done. Proud of what my guys had done. It was a team effort. It took a lot of us to get the truck to where it was, and wound up finishing 6 out of 14 trucks up there, and I was super proud. I got lapped by my son, and that was it. He's on my path. I was so happy about that. And the last minute he passed me. I thought if you just waited just another half lap, I could have finished the race on the lead lap. And the truck was actually missing at the time. I got it home, found out I had an injector dead on number 5 cylinder. But that was a big deal to me to go up there and be able to run so much faster and kind of be faster than over half the field. And that made my day right there.
That's good. So did either one of you have any major wrecks this year in driving, or is ever you got out okay? Any major wrecks?
I hit the fence at Hickory. That's about it.
How about you, Mike? You did anything?
Yeah, I got tagged in the rear up there at the dirt track over there in South Carolina. Who was it that got me over there?
Luke, wasn't it?
Luke nailed me pretty hard. Got the back of the truck is still bent sideways, so at some point in time I got to try and fix that. But yeah, that was a good hit.
All right, I love it. Well, okay. What is the first race in 2025? I want to get that out to the people.
It will be East Alabama Motor Speedway.
East Alabama
It'll be
Motor
on
Speedway.
March the 15th of 25.
March the 15th.
We have the dirt track. We're starting off the season with a dirt track. That is the only dirt track we have scheduled so far. So if any dirt tracks out there would like to jump in on that, any of the good tracks want to have us there, we'd love to come.
So East Alabama, first dirt track. Okay, I love it. Well, in closing, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to talk about anything that's on your mind. We'll start with Mike and go with Nick. Just tell me anything you want the audience to know. You want to talk to the fans to come out to your races. Whatever you have on your mind. Mike, kick it off, and I'll let you finish.
Yeah, we definitely want fans to come out. We're constantly trying to grow this no matter what, and I think we might have an opportunity to have an original GATR racer from back in the day join us this coming year. He may be coming along with us for a few races this coming year. I'm trying to swing that deal, or he's trying to swing that deal with another team owner. When that comes around, we'll try and make that announcement as that comes about. But I think that's going to be pretty cool for some of the nostalgia guys that know of the GATR racing from back in the day. They'll know his name right away as soon as you hear of him. So that's pretty exciting. I'd like to see that come this year. Of course, our fans, and hopefully we'll be able to get something rolling up here at PRI, get some more fan base coming out of there from different angles. But our fan base, number one, yes. And, of course, the Denver race, that's just more icing on top of the cake, this coming year. I think that's going to be a great thing for both our series to work together to grow the racing community for us. So, yeah, I'm excited about this year. I think it's going to be a great year.
Nick?
I'm absolutely ecstatic about this year coming up. Mike and I have worked for the last couple of years together trying to get our series to the front. That's our goal, is to make our series known to the fans. We can't race without fans. Mm-hmm. We try to give the best fan experience we can at tracks. We try to attract kids. We like I say, without fans, there's no, we can't afford to race. We can't afford to just go out there and ride around. If we can keep growing as we are, Mike knows this, I'm not patient. I want to go in first year, just be something, bigger than what we are, but I'm learning a lot of patience here. I'm dealing with tracks, Mike dealing with tracks, we learn patience. But this year, so far, this is the first season the 2025 season. We've already got most of our races booked. We've got a commitment for most of the tracks right now. This is the biggest year we've had so far coming up. And we're actually adding a few trucks to the series this year. And that's a big deal. This is the first time we've grown since we started, and we're looking forward to the D faces. And we actually know some of these guys. I'm thinking that this 2025 season will be as much better than the 24 was in the 23, and it just keeps growing like that.
I love it. Well, hey, listen, first of all, I want to thank you guys for coming along. That's America Big Rig Racing, and the exclusive media partner is One Truck America. And I want to thank you guys for being on the Hall of Fame podcast. I'll let you guys know when this air. And Mike, you have something to say in the end? Go right ahead. You want to say something?
I was just pointing to your sticker up there.
I like it. One Truck America. Well, thank you guys for coming on board. I'm coming to a race this year. I'm not sure which one. Obviously, Manuel is coming to every race, but I'm definitely want to come out and meet you guys in person. We're going to do another episode later in the year as you guys come along, and I'm expecting you to come out the gate, Nick, and win that dirt race because, hey, you say you're better in the dirt.
We're doing ride-alongs, too. You know that.
Oh, yeah, what, during the race?
Not during the race, no, but before and after the race, yeah. We get quite a few of us have passenger seats in the truck, so we can cater to. We've been catering to a lot of the fans a lot of times, depending upon how this works out. So that's just an added bonus that we're trying to add to the race.
I like it. I like it.
One Truck America is really, they have helped us so much. I mean, it's their presence in our race series is a huge difference for us. You know, it's really been a big deal to us. We really appreciate them.
Well, we're going to continue to push you guys, and obviously, we're going to have you guys on the. Anytime you guys want to be on the podcast, you guys are always welcome. We have a huge trial. We have managers also in the trucking logistics that watch. We have a lot of drivers that watch our podcast, and I think because as they're going down the road, they have Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can watch it on Amazon, and it's on YouTube. So there's a lot of places that they can pull it. They can pull it from the webpage itself, onetruckamerica.us. So thank you guys for taking the time today. I'm looking forward to talk to you again, and I'll see you guys in person soon. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Thank you.